Devil fruits are one, if not the coolest thing about One Piece. They grant extraordinary powers to those brave enough to consume them, but they come at a price, for whoever eats a devil fruit loses the ability to swim forever. So would you be willing to run the gauntlet? Would you lose your ability to swim for a lifetime of unmatched power and possibilities? Well, in this video I'm going to go over 10 devil fruits that I think would be the best and the most useful devil fruits to have in the real world. Starting off with the Mory Nomi, or the Flamefruit. Now in my opinion, this fruit is the single coolest devil fruit in the show, as it's not only a Logia, meaning you're practically invulnerable, but you're literally made out of fire. This fruit was eaten by Fire Fist Ace, and it allows you to walk around like an invincible god made of fire. But it wouldn't be the most useful fruit to have in our society, well, compared to the others on this list anyway. This fruit seems to be more self-focused, meaning it's an awesome fruit to have, but not very practical for everyone else. But it is a devil fruit after all, so it still does have some very practical applications. For example, you can cook food, warm homes, light candles, roast marshmallows, but most importantly, energy creation. You could use your fire to generate tons of energy to power, well, pretty much any machine, and reduce the need for traditional fossil fuels. With this fruit, a user could generate enough heat for the entire world, sparking a new revolution. A revolution with unlimited amounts of heat and light. A revolution of fire. And if that's not for you, well then you could just become the most badass firefighter in history. Next up, we have the Magnetfruit, eaten by useless Captain Kidd. Having the power of magnets might not seem like the best power, but oh boy are you wrong. Magnets are used in everything, and I mean everything, from simple fridge magnets to particle accelerators. This fruit literally does it all. Using this fruit, you can manipulate metal by moving it, reshaping it, as well as lifting extremely heavy metal objects effortlessly. You can make, well, just about anything, from a replacement arm to a state-of-the-art ray gun. This fruit would even allow you to interfere with magnetic fields, becoming the ultimate hacker, as you can manipulate electronic devices, disable machinery and programs, and then hack systems remotely. The digital world would pretty much bend to your will. With this fruit and a factory and a team of scientists, you could make billions with your abilities. Your company could become the leading manufacturer of not only magnets, but anything made with metal. This is a fruit I would most definitely consider eating if I had the chance. Next up is a fruit that quite literally brings you back from the dead, the Nami Nomi, or the Revivefruit. Now this fruit was eaten by Soul King Brook, and honestly might just be the most useful fruit for the lucky person who gets to eat it, as when you die you are granted a second life and back in your own body. The only reason why Brook is a skeleton now was because it took his soul way too long to find his body, and when it did finally find his body, it had been decomposed. When you are revived with this fruit, you are not only granted a second life, but powers as well. You can channel your icy cold soul into an attack, leaving anyone who messes with you frozen to the bone, and you can even separate your soul from your body, allowing you to literally become a ghost that can even pass through physical matter. Now many rules around this devil fruit are still kinda unknown, however what we do know for sure is that once you've been revived, you can no longer die from any natural causes, but you could probably still be killed, but that would be unlikely, as in the real world I don't think anyone possesses Haki, well at least that I know of. Up next is the Nami Nomi, or the Darkfruit. Now this fruit was eaten by Blackbeard, and if you ate this fruit in the real world, you would probably become the scariest living being on the planet, as you can control the darkness itself. This fruit actually has a surprising amount of uses for the real world. If the fruit's ability is to absorb and release energy, you could potentially use it as a renewable energy source, and you could sell that dark energy for a whole lot of cash. You could even use this fruit for medical reasons, as if you've managed to harness its power, it could theoretically be used to heal wounds, or treating any diseases that you could probably just eradicate, making you the second greatest doctor in the world, after a fruit we'll get to later on in this video. But if a doctor's not your thing, you could use this fruit's ability to absorb and manipulate the darkness to completely eradicate natural disasters such as hurricanes or even tsunamis. The next fruit that would be awesome to have is the Tori Nomi, model Phoenix. Now in my opinion, this fruit might be the second coolest fruit after Aces, as not only can you fly through the clouds as a mythical phoenix, but you're also, well, invincible, as this fruit gives you the power of regeneration. Once you eat this fruit, You can heal injuries instantly, even fatal ones, by using its mythical flames to completely heal your body. And not just yourself, but these flames work on anyone, as you can control your own mythical flames by creating and manipulating your flames for both offense and defense, making you a badass mythical flying bird with extreme offense and defense capabilities, whilst also having the ability to instantly heal yourself and anyone around you. And like most fruits on this list, you could probably find a way to convert your flames into a renewable energy source. That's probably the safest and cleanest form of energy. This fruit without a doubt would be one of the greatest fruits to have in the real world. Up next we have the Niku Nomi, or the Opop fruit. This devil fruit grants the user the ability to manipulate anything you touch. The user can repel and launch any object away at incredible speed. But it doesn't just work for objects, but people as well. The user with a single touch can repel anyone or anything to any location at any time, and this would be incredibly useful in the real world. Just imagine the possibilities. It would allow you to create a state-of-the-art revolutionary transport system. For example, it could be used to transport people or goods across vast distances instantly, and the fruit's ability to manipulate objects could be used to construct buildings, structures, or just about anything with insane precision. Having this fruit would give you the freedom to go anywhere you want at any time, and with anything and whoever else you want to bring. Next up on our list is the Opop Nomi, or the Opop fruit. This paramecia devil fruit was eaten by Trafalgar Law, and is so powerful it earned him the name the Surgeon of Death, and for good reason. This devil fruit allows the user to freely control and manipulate anyone or anything inside a limited space called a room, which the user can also control by changing its size and position. The Opop fruit can be used in almost an infinite number of different ways. For example, this devil fruit would allow the user to switch positions of anything in his room, slice people apart without injury. If this fruit existed in the real world, whoever ate it would be living life on easy mode. And if you want to be a doctor, oh boy is this fruit for you. With this fruit, any disease, any sickness can be cured. Law used this fruit to literally slice people apart and remove the drugs from their insides. He also used this fruit to completely cure himself of the Amber Lead syndrome, which was thought to be incurable. But if all that wasn't good enough, this fruit has one more unique ability that is absolutely ridiculous. As using this fruit, he can grant a person eternal youth, basically making them immortal. Yeah, this fruit is just insane. Next up, we have arguably the best fruit that could possibly exist in our society, the Nami Nomi. This fruit was eaten by Dr. Vegapunk, and it's a paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user's brain to expand indefinitely with new knowledge. With this fruit, Vegapunk became the single greatest scientist in the world. The scientific breakthroughs a user could achieve with this fruit is immeasurable and would catapult human civilization millions of years into the future, as you would literally know anything about everything, and with enough time you would even be able to solve any global problem, completely upgrading our society. We've already seen what happens when a user eats this fruit, and that's Egghead Island. An island filled with scientific advancements that would appear to be millions of years ahead of its time. Honestly, the potential for this devil fruit is just scary. But me personally, I think I'd like to eat a fruit a little bit cooler. The next devil fruit is a fruit that would completely fix global warming, the Mory Mor, or the forest fruit. This Logia type devil fruit allows the user to become a forest human, who can create and control nature, bending Mother Nature herself to the user's will. With this fruit, a user could completely heal our planet by controlling plants, forests, and vegetation, allowing the user to reshape the environment to his liking. You can even control the growth of plants for food, medicine, or other resources, ensuring a sustainable supply for anyone who would need anything. And on top of all of that, you get to be a complete badass who's also invincible. And even if your body is somehow totally destroyed, you can regenerate by sprouting out of the ground like a plant. I could definitely see people picking this devil fruit. But the final fruit on this list is the famous Goro Nomi. This insanely overpowered devil fruit grants the user the power to manipulate lightning itself, meaning the user can generate electricity, producing powerful bolts of lightning, directing it towards targets, or using it for propulsion. The user can even become electricity itself, meaning you could transform your own body into pure electricity, becoming becoming virtually invulnerable. And if you had this fruit in the real world, you could become a multi-billionaire. And I even think that's an understatement, as the entire world runs on electricity, from phones to computers to cars to just about anything else. And you have the power to create an infinite amount of clean energy with a simple thought, and not to mention the endless creations and machines you could produce with an infinite power source. If I had to pick a fruit to have in real life, it would just have to be the Mory Nomi. It's just way too cool to pass up. Which fruit would you guys pick? And let me know if I missed any other useful devil fruits.